All right, we're back from our nice little break. It was part 2 of 22, whatever, something, penis and dick and whatever. I don't know. We were just getting into the whole Trump hacking thing. I'll tell you one thing. Kind of dodged a bullet because you kind of said something that we would have had to amend, and now we don't have to. So, I mean, that's kind of good.
Did I?
Well, in the last little bit, anyone listening is like, what the fuck are they talking about? Off air, well, on air, off air kind of thing. You mentioned, like, the full outcome of what we think is going to happen, but that hasn't been proven yet. And so, just,
Gotcha.
You don't have to deal with shit. You can be Trump and not eat the shit.
Right, yeah.
But, yeah, no, it annoys me that Trump is one of those people that just gets away with, like, not having to, like, you can just outright be like, I did this. Okay.
Yeah.
The whole, like, pussy grabbing shit.
Yeah.
Fucking Billy Bush is, he fucked. I mean, he's gone.
Yeah.
Other guy's our president. Will be, whatever.
Yeah. Nothing.
The fact that Rachel Maddow just fucking blazing him about, like, you're lying about this hacking thing. And, just ruining him. And then he comes out and like, oh, it kind of was Russia. Okay, whatever.
Yeah, right.
We don't care. I don't know. It just...
But then he talks about how CNN is the fake news.
Yeah, of course.
They're the liars.
No, of course. Not Drudge Report.
No.
Or Breitbart or...
Yeah.
None of that. No. CNN, because they don't go with what... Now, granted, Rachel Maddow is MSNBC. I don't know if you knew that. You probably didn't, but... Well, no, I'm not knocking you.
I see.
She has her own show. Like,
right.
I watch it every now and then. Sometimes she gets a little too liberal for me, even.
Yeah.
Being a liberal cocksucker that I am, I still sometimes I just get annoyed either way when either side is too, like, rah, 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 our side is the best, your side sucks. We're all, oh, fucking Hillary killed a bunch of children. Well, it's alright, Hillary, Trump's fucking fisting people left and right. They're not even asking for it. He's going to local McDonald's and just shoving his fist in there, but it's okay.
Right.
Like, I hate that whole thing. Like, but, I don't know who I was talking to. Like my dad, a liberal gentleman himself, well-educated man, might add, on his own. No college, but he's really smart. Probably one of the smartest people I know. I asked him, like, we were talking about the wall. And I said, well, do you think... And I did it in a shitty manner. I was just like, so, have you heard about this shit about Trump? And he's like, yeah, that we're going to have to pay for the wall. And he's like, Mexico will pay us back. I'm like, so do you think Mexico will pay us back for that wall? And he's like, well, according to Fox, they will. According to CNN and blah, 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 they won't. That's how to be. Is you go to all 3, all 4, fucking whatever.
Right.
Go to 7 fucking news outlets to find the same story, see how it's written. Go all the way through. I try to do it. There's some, man, like, it's weird. Talking about, like, the Russian hacking thing. That was huge on CNN, right? I mean, we saw that. MSN, massive. And I went to Fox to look into it. I couldn't find it.
Really?
No. They weren't even talking. Like, it didn't exist. There was no Russian hacking. They all do that, though. I mean...
Yeah.
But I just think that... I don't know. I'm annoyed by the fact that we don't ever have to deal with... we have certain people in society that just get away with doing whatever the fuck they want. And Trump's one of those people.
Yeah.
I don't know. If he's your president, whatever, but...
And I mean, I don't understand the people who are like, oh, he's not my president. Well, yeah, no, he is.
No,
he's
is.
He's a shitty one.
He fucking is. But,
yeah.
I mean, of course, on the other hand, though, I like the idea of protesting him.
Right.
And then get him the fuck out of here. Because, like I said, after watching Where to Invade Next, I was like, we don't protest enough. That's why we live in shit and squalor.
Hey, it's your basic First Amendment right. If you ask me.
Yeah, no, I mean, it is. And that's why we have, like, shittier things, because we don't protest, we're not angry. We're just like, Shut up, you faggots.
Right.
You know, deal with it. Yeah. Gabe. Our friend Gabe E, I guess.
Yeah,
Whatever.
I'm here today. Evangelista.
Okay,
Well,
I wasn't
there.
gonna give your name out, but you know, if you wanted
I don't
to.
care.
He's actually a musician, friend of the show.
Yeah.
You will,
Yeah.
every now and then.
Produce some cool stuff.
Yeah.
Getting back into it.
So we're talking about the Russians hacking us, and we were talking about how it's bullshit that, like, last week, Cody and I were already. We defined that it was Russia, and Cody had actually went one step further and said that Trump was behind it, and you know, like the whole Manchurian Candidate thing.
Yeah, I could kind of believe that.
Coming back to this though, how do you feel like? Do you think it's bullshit, basically, or what are your thoughts on the fact that now, after a week, 2 weeks of Trump saying it's not Russia, now he's saying it is Russia? Like, he's like, okay, it's Russia. As an American, how does it make you feel?
I don't know. It almost makes me feel like maybe he does have something to do with it. I think they all work together in a way to get what they want.
Yeah, it's fair.
You know what I'm saying?
That's fair. Do you think he has more of a role in it than not? Because it's come out, you know, this whole P-Gate thing was.
Hey, we're not talking about. We're leading into that.
Well, but I'm using it as an
Be
example.
a good host.
Okay, then I'll say that there was blackmail against him. But do you think it's more than just blackmail? Like, they weren't using that so much as to make him do it, whereas, yeah, he had a decent hand in it.
I think he did have
think?
a decent hand because there's not so much.
A small one, but
There's
decent.
well, there's not. How much have you heard about people countering the hacking?
What do you mean? Countering.
You don't hear a whole lot of people trying to
Oh, like
stop it and stuff. I mean,
anonymous
it's
or
been
any
going
other-
on long
Yeah,
enough that it should have been stopped already. So if he didn't have a hand in it, I believe it would have been
Little
stopped.
baby hand.
A little baby hand, yeah. But, yeah, I believe it would have been stopped already if he didn't.
Yeah.
There's enough intelligent people here in the U.S. to have stopped the hacking.
I think, though, they probably just did like a grab and go kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, like.
In and out.
Yeah, you know, like when you and your Mexican friends get together.
It's possible,
and
but
you
how
go
long
to a
have they
gas
been doing
station.
research
Right.
on how to get what they want? You know, I mean, somebody had to have known in the process of that.
No, I mean, I suppose you're right. Although I saw this, I got into this series on Vice called Cyber Wars. I don't know if you guys have heard about that, seen it, whatever. It's cool as shit, in a way. But then it's also really fucking. It'll get you paranoid.
Oh yeah.
This dude was he goes to different areas and he just basically talks about how the first thing you should do, phone, laptop, computer, whatever the fuck you have, the fucking camera, you should just put a piece of tape over. It's so easy to hack into that.
I would agree.
Yeah.
And then you just can, like, a guy was using that to read off someone's credit card.
Yeah.
It's like that. So fucking simple. Like, shit like that. Like, I'm just saying, like, if that kind of technology is out there, sure, fucking Russia is.
Oh yeah.
They've got some guys, and if they just went in there, stole some shit, and they're like, all right, we're gonna come back at him. I don't know. The fact that, and I'm still torn on it. The fact that Trump is involved with this Russian hacking. I don't know. And I will lead into why, you know, it becomes a bigger story now. And why I think it's like, in like the Twilight Zone weird situation, that you may have had like this massive like Aristotle type prophecy when you're like, Trump's behind this. And then yesterday, as we've been holding off for fucking 50 minutes now,
Yeah.
the P-Gate story came out.
Yep.
And that makes sense what you're saying. Like, he would be behind it.
Yeah.
That he would have all, and he's trying to cover it up and play the other side and blah blah blah. And I don't know, like, I didn't even know it was true. Like, when I heard about it, I just went to Twitter and tweeted with my celebrity friends and made jokes or just riffing, and I realized I'm not a comedian, because those guys are really funny.
You have celebrity friends?
Yeah. Good guys.
Sorry, it just caught my mind.
Some, Mark Norman,
Oh, yeah?
Alex Walls,
Cool,
great
cool,
guys,
yeah.
guys you probably don't know.
So I kind of figured, but we'll continue on from that.
Yeah, big shows though.
Yeah.
Just saying. And I think I asked you. I was like, "Hey, can you look into this for me?" It's really hard to find anything like yes or no.
Yeah. I mean, both
What's your take
on whether it was true or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me, to be honest. I mean, they seemed pretty, like the 2 sites I sent you.
I guess we should explain what the whole thing is first.
Oh, yeah. Pretty much, both the sites that I saw, how they explained it was that at one point, the room that the Obamas had stayed in on their trip to Russia.
Moscow.
I don't probably
did
Moscow.
They say I thought they said Moscow.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But anyway, Trump, in all his glory, had pretty much hired 2 prostitutes to have a golden shower in front of him on the bed where they slept. Obviously, it's not where he was staying. Maybe it was. Who knows? Maybe he's into that.
Explain his skin.
Yeah, that's true. But
You're
pretty much he hired 2 hookers to defile the place where the great Obamas had once laid their beautiful heads.
And I got pee on each other, too. I don't know if that's true
really?
or not.
Oh, see...
A golden shower party kind of thing.
Right.
And Russia they survey everything.
Yeah.
So they just saved it, and they're like, fuck you, Trump.
Right.
So anyway, you were saying, like, sorry to interrupt you, I just thought, like, I would set the stage, we should set the stage up for anyone who doesn't know what's going on, but I mean...
It wouldn't surprise me.
Right. What do your take on it is you don't...
I think...
You think possibly?
Yeah, no, I mean, it wouldn't honestly surprise me at all. I still think, though, that regardless of whether it was blackmail or not, I still think he had a bigger hand in it than that. I really do.
So, P story, fake or true, either way, you still think he has a bigger hand in it?
Yeah, I definitely do, because here's the other thing that I just want to bring up real quick. And maybe this counters the fact that it's valid story or not, I don't know. But the whole fact that Russia was celebrating and shooting fireworks, it makes me feel like it's on a bigger term than blackmail. It makes me feel like more buddy-buddy relationship. Because if Russia's celebrating, well, like, hey, yeah, our guy got in there.
Well, and what also I think is interesting is, like, he's had, when China stole our drone, whatever, he's like, fuck China, let's get China,
Right.
hate China. And then the hacking comes out, he's like, it could be anyone else but Russia.
Right.
That to me seems really weird. Like, you're actively defending this other country.
And you are trying to cover your own ass. I can see it going both ways.
I suppose so. What do you think about it?
I just want to know who else is involved, because from what I know about Trump, there's no way it could just be him on this side.
Yeah, he's not smart enough.
There's no way. There's just no way. I mean, yeah, I believe Russia's heavily involved. I mean, they obviously are. And I believe that Trump's involved, but who else on the U.S. side is involved with it? I mean, it can't be just Trump.
Right.
No, I mean, I agree. It's too big of an operation.
Exactly.
First, let me just say this. I don't think there's any validity at all to the peace story.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's pretty much trash.
Why?
I had to sit there and think about it for a second, but I thought, if this came out about Bernie Sanders, I would say this is complete garbage. It's just stupid.
Right.
If this came out about Hillary Clinton, I would say this is complete garbage.
Yeah.
If this came out about Marco Rubio, I would say this. And the main reason why is because, like, our culture of fake news is such that 90% of the shit that we read, you know, we prepare for the show 7 days a week. How often is it that you see a news story and then you look into it and it's not true?
Right. No,
like,
I get that.
pretty much all the time.
I get that.
We just read one about the slaughterhouse killings that weren't true. That's my take. Like, you guys make convincing points on the hacking thing, though, and I don't. That I'm not sure. Like, I hate.
Well, okay, then let me say this. That makes it even worse for Trump, in my eyes, or makes Trump an even worse because that means there's no blackmail.
There's no blackmail.
He was
right.
just in it.
Yeah.
Like, he was just doing it to win.
And some of the stuff that they have, I think there could have been financial documents involved.
Yeah.
And I think
Released?
those might be the big things.
You mean?
No, not released,
What do you
but
mean?
that they have on him.
Oh.
Stories about what he's doing with his money, and I think that might be a much bigger story
So then
than the PB play.
Do you think that maybe this was put out there to deter from the fact that they actually have something totally
I think
different
that's
on him?
exactly
Like,
it.
maybe they do have
I think
blackmail
that's
on
exactly
him.
it.
But it's not that.
Right.
They do it all the time in media here.
Right.
I mean, they stray away from something that we're doing in some other country that isn't completely correct.
Yeah, I mean, the PP plays, that's sexy, you know? People are attracted to urine play. I've seen it all over the place. Everyone's talking about it. They love the golden showers.
Sure.
But people aren't going to be interested in, he invested
Right.
20 million,
True.
whatever, in this Russian cock-sucking machine. Whatever
Yeah.
it is. The one thing I do love about this whole thing, and I think it's just laughing my ass off about it, is how through most of the last year, I've seen all these crazy stories about Hillary. She's killed this many people. If you look up Hillary Clinton murderer, you have like 46 people show up that she killed.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. And then we had like the Pizzagate story came
Yeah.
out and all this kind of bullshit. And all along, you just have people saying, the right wing saying, well, you know, this is the alt-right news. They have this is their freedom. That's your freedom. It's your number one, you know, right in America is the freedom of speech. You can't take that. You can't hurt, blah, 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 blah. That same side, and those people preaching that yesterday, we got to shut down CNN. No more of this fake news.
Right.
This is bullshit.
Right.
Like, they have one story come out against them, and let's
Right.
shut everything down. Fuck your freedom of speech.
Right.
I don't care.
And freedom of speech, by the way, until you want to protest that side in the House. Throwing that out there, too.
That's true. That's true. They
Right.
did. There's that as well. But yeah, I mean, they have one story and it's
Right.
too much for them to handle. I mean,
They're
our
just-
side's taking all sorts of shit stories.
They're just like their Trump God. They have no thick skin. They can't handle it.
And I've heard so many people go on about how Hannity was going on. He was saying, you know, the big news that he was talking about last night was, hey, how do we stop fake news from becoming a thing? Like, how do we shut these places down? And it was a legit, like, we
Yeah.
need to make this happen. I've even heard them saying, like, they're proposing ideas to the FBI and CIA.
Really?
Yeah. And it could go as far as misleading tweets. You
Really?
could have some sort
Oh,
of
yeah.
fine to pay. Yeah.
That's a bit much.
That's fucking retarded. I mean, excuse my un-PC mouth, but I mean, that's fucking retarded.
Yeah.
It just, I don't know. But everything else about that, I find funny. That it's just fake. And
Right.
get used to it, is all I can say. Like, that's how you won. But you live by the sword, you die by the sword. And
Yeah.
Yep.
his whole career as a president is just going to be destroyed by people coming up with these hilarious stories. Some point, people are going to be like, this is all fake.
Yeah.
But, like, what, 30-40% will probably stick?
Yeah. How many people actually believe them, though? It's crazy. The numbers of people that actually believe it.
That's what I'm saying.
It's insane.
Like, this one, I bet you this will follow him till his
Oh,
death.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
People
yeah.
are still like, well, he could have.
Yeah.
You know?
Remember that time you peed on a couple of hookers?
It won't even be questioned. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Like, that's how that shit happens, too.
Right.
Yeah.
The Danny Thomas, I don't know if you guys knew who he was. There was a rumor, he's an old actor, back in like the 40s or 50s. There was a rumor that he used to like to pay women to come over to his house, and he would lay under his coffee table, a glass coffee table, and they'd take shits on the coffee table.
Oh,
nice.
And he would lay under there and jerk off. That was a rumor, just a rumor. That's the only thing you hear about Danny Thomas anymore. Nothing else. Like, that's how that shit starts. Any final thoughts from you?
no, I don't think so. I think we pretty much summarized it up.
Yeah, I mean, I know some people be like, oh, you should have talked about this Trump pissing thing more. I just don't know what more to really say, aside from the fact that I personally don't think it's true. I think it's fake, but I do think there's other shit that we need to look into, which is why it's important that we do investigate this instead of just say, eh.
Right.
There's something behind it all. It's got to be.
Yeah, for sure. One thing before we just fucking bail out on you, you fine people. The weekend did have some exciting fucking action that wasn't political. It was football. Well, and when I say exciting,
not really.
I mean, yeah, that's maybe.
There was not a single good game.
No, there really wasn't. But we saw the Texans win on Saturday.
Yep.
The Seahawks dominate on Saturday.
Yep.
The Steelers just destroy the Dolphins. And,
Chiefs.
no, Chiefs didn't play.
Had a bye.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The Cowboys. No,
Yeah.
the Packers.
Yeah.
Fuck me.
Yeah.
First thing I'll say this. The Packers-Giants game. That was the game everyone pretty much watched.
Right. It's supposed to be good.
It was supposed to be really good. Are you upset? Either one of you, I don't care. I'm talking to air, basically. But are you upset by the way Odell acted after that game?
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm not upset about it, but I don't feel bad for him.
You know, I honestly didn't watch a whole lot after that.
You haven't heard all this stuff that he...
Like, he punched a hole
Yeah,
in
he
the
punched
wall.
a hole in the wall.
I did hear about that.
But, I mean, I don't feel
Kinda
bad
made me
for
laugh
him.
a
You
little
party
bit.
after the Super Bowl.
Agreed.
You train harder
Yeah.
during the playoffs.
I think so, too.
It's a whole new ball game once you get to the playoffs.
No pun intended.
And I don't think... Yeah, I mean, but for him to be that mad, like, I wasn't upset by it. There was a lot of people who are upset by his actions.
Yeah, I wouldn't be upset.
I'm like, he's passionate. That's who he
Right,
is. Like,
sure.
He's a drama queen wide receiver. Like,
He
that's
is.
who they are.
Right.
Like, they're great.
But, you know, I can't feel bad for him.
No, I don't feel bad for him. Not at
Like,
all.
No, I wouldn't say I'm upset about it.
But I wasn't upset by his actions. That's
No.
where I was going.
No.
Going further, and I'm going to try to do this in order, but I probably won't. We got the first game, which is surprising as shit, is Seattle at Atlanta. And we've talked about this. As a pure bettor, I would probably vote Atlanta. Or I'd probably bet Atlanta.
Okay.
If Seattle played like they did this weekend, then no, I guess I would go for Seattle. I'm hard to call on that one because I'm a true Seahawks fan and they're my team and blah blah blah. With that aside, I think maybe Atlanta. I don't know. It's so hard to say.
And like the problem is Atlanta, they definitely are fans of choking in the playoffs.
Also, they haven't played in so long. You kind of forget how good. Like, it's been a minute since they've been really good.
Yeah. Which they are this season.
They've got in the last, I don't know, couple of weeks. It didn't seem like they're pushing as hard.
Yeah.
So that's the last memory you have of them. As per you have the Seahawks just crushing the Lions.
Right.
In one-handed catch after one-handed
Yeah.
catch. I don't know. But
It's going to be a tough game for me to pick on obviously, because Seattle's playing really well. So are the Falcons, but I don't know. I wanted to say that Seattle's hurt. They've got a few key players out, but they didn't really seem to stop them against the Lions.
Yeah, no.
So I mean, I'm probably gonna throw in my pick with Seattle.
You changed?
I think so.
You were going Atlanta for the whole week.
I think so.
Is that right?
Unless I hear some other points that sway me, I'm gonna go Seattle. I think mostly because I want to see them go to the Super Bowl.
Well, who doesn't?
Right.
That's the thing. Gabe, who do you think's got that game?
Honestly, I don't know. I've been kind of debating that all week. probably just going to go with Atlanta since you're going to go with Seattle.
Okay.
That's a smart choice. They're the home team for one.
Yeah.
Smart choice. I'm just gonna go Seattle. Atlanta. I gotta go Seattle because that's
right.
See what happens.
The next game we got is the Texans and Patriots. I'm pretty sure that's the late game, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
that's correct.
Which is stupid, by the way. Why would you not make the Texans at Patriots the early game,
right?
Seattle, Atlanta the late game?
Because
that's going to be the game to watch,
right? Like Patriots are going to crush
the Texans. Have this in their hand. I mean, it's going to be such an easy victory for the Texans.
But what if they don't? What if they pull through?
Did you hear? Like, it's going to be an easy victory for the
Texans.
Oh. Yeah. It's not even a game. No, I think unanimously we all...
Yeah.
Patriots, right?
Yeah,
of course. Then this is where I'm confused. Okay, that's what I wanted to know. Then we start Sunday with Pittsburgh at Kansas City. This one I think is going to be a great game.
Yeah.
I'm pretty excited.
I think so too.
We'll be right here at this spot, I'm guessing.
Yep.
Probably a little early, so we make sure to get, Cody, I'll start with you again. What do you think?
I'm going Chiefs.
Chiefs at home. It's a good pick.
Chiefs all the way.
Smart pick. I'm going Steelers.
Really?
Of course you are.
They're just so good.
Yeah.
And here's one of my reasons why. The Chiefs have a really shitty run defense.
Yeah.
And after watching Le'Veon Bell,
that is true.
Like, he was getting like 10 yards a gain against the fucking Dolphins who have a good run defense.
That's
like,
true.
That's good. Because that was what I said was going to fuck them up against the Titans. Because I was like, they have a shitty run defense. DeMarco Murray and fucking Marcus Mariota, they're going to run all over them. And that's what happened. That's the only reason I go for the Steelers. Just that
true.
bit of
Le'Veon Bell may end up making the difference.
I'm staying with Chiefs. Staying with them.
So we're going to go with the Chiefs.
Yeah, I mean, that's my only thing. But no, playing in Kansas City in playoff time, that's fucking rough. I mean, it's definitely not a sure game.
It's going to be some pressure.
And the second game of Sunday, which is going to be another great game. This is a great weekend to be alive. Oh, fuck yeah.
You think it'll be a good game, though?
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. I mean, Green Bay going to Dallas.
I'm just praying Green Bay wins.
Why?
That's all I'm saying.
Aaron Rodgers? No.
Well,
I'm hoping the Cowboys win.
I'm actually hoping the Packers win, too.
Why?
I have other reasons. Well,
I have other reasons, yeah. It's not that I want Green Bay to win.
What are your other reasons? I want to hear
we got a little competition going at work, so yeah, that's my reasoning. Yeah, so I'm sorry, Dallas is out.
Mine is just based on what happened Saturday.
What do you mean?
If the Seahawks win and the Packers win, the Packers have to go to Seattle to play the divisional championship.
You're right.
That's the only reason. But if Seattle loses, I don't give a shit.
That's who you want to win, but who do you think will win?
Well, right, we had said what we want.
I mean, I want the Cowboys to win, but honestly, I think the Packers will win.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I do.
There we go. 3 for Packers.
They started really shitty last week. Like,
started. Ended strong.
Yeah, but I think like the Giants pretty much they kind of self-destructed.
They did. Yeah.
I think with the Cowboys, especially if they're running like they normally do, it should be all right. They're not gonna. I would personally, I guess if we're gonna do it this way, I would bet. I think not that I want, but I think the Cowboys will win.
Okay.
And you're Green Bay?
I'm going with Green Bay.
I'm going with Green Bay too.
All right. Well, that does it for us now. We will be back. We might do a short show on Sunday, but I doubt it. We'll probably be watching football. But if not, we will see you guys later. Have a good one.